So we're discussing how realistic is it for the Lions to make the playoffs. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Feels good. Haven't done that in 2 years. We haven't won 3 games in a row since Jim Caldwell was head coach. We haven't won 7 games since Jim Caldwell was head coach. Dan Campbell has a lot. He's got a big task on his shoulders. 2 road wins after winning none in 13 tries. And you have the potential to win 2 in a row. In order for the Lions to have a shot at the playoffs, currently they sit at 3-6. They have 8 games left. They need to go 2-2. They need to go 2-2. Their next 4 opponents in this order: the New York Giants on the road, the Buffalo Bills at home, the Jacksonville Jaguars at home, and the Minnesota Vikings at home. And we owe them. We owe them. We owe them big time. And I hope Dan Campbell is ready. Not only do we owe them, I mean, we got a little beef with TJ, even though we gave him TJ, but we got a beef because we gave them that game. Jeff Okudah kept Justin Jefferson to 14 yards. 14 yards. Let me ask y'all in the chat, and when you watch this on playback, realistically, Jameson Williams may return by Minnesota. There's a possibility we could see him middle of December. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, maybe that is your early Christmas gift. But realistically, what do you see the Lions going? This is a safe space. You can talk about it here. The Lions need to go 2-2 to have an outside chance. That puts them bare minimum 5-8 with 4 games left. Oak says 2-2. Okay, Oak, give me your 2. Now, as it stands right now, the Lions have an opportunity, realistically, because they haven't lost yet, to go undefeated in the month of November. They could even go 3-1. And I believe if we go 3-1 in the month of November, that has to be one of the best records in the league in November. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. But these next 4 games are crucial to whatever's going to happen the rest of the season. Okay, Dustin says 1-3. All right, so Dustin, who do we beat? And Oak, who do we beat? Again, in this order, it is New York on the road, the Bills at home. We have 3. Don't forget, there are 3 home games out of the next 4. We play 3 of the next 4 at home. And we've been giving teams all they can handle at home. We play our best football at home. Jeff says they could win against the Giants and Jags. They could win the Giants and Jags games. I'm sorry. Giants and Jags we can win against. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I looked at the Giants' schedule and who they've been beating. And I was like, whoa. Remember when the Lions were 1-4, 1-5, and I was one of those people too? Like, what's going on with the Giants rebuild? Why is it ahead of ours? If you look at their schedule, they haven't had that many tough opponents. And in my opinion, y'all know how I feel about Lamar Jackson. Their defense stepped up, meaning the Giants has stepped up when it needed to. But Lamar helped them win that game. And that's a buck. Lamar Jackson helped them win that game. Throws a pick, trying to get it to Mark Andrews. Very similar to Justin Fields last week with the Detroit Lions. And that's taking my Lamar Jackson bias out of it. All right? But if you look at the Giants' opponents, they're not that good. They're not that good. Nick says we lose to the Giants, Bills, Jets, and Packers and beat the Jags, Vikings, Panthers, and Bears. All right, well, that puts us at 7-10. X says how are we going to beat the Vikings? Why is the roly face, bro? We did beat the Vikings. Dan Campbell lost to the Vikings. I don't understand why that's because Justin Jefferson is a monster? Jeff Okudah held him to 14 yards, man. I just put it like this. In my honest opinion, there is no Goliath in the National Football League. Look at the Eagles. Look at their opposition. Go look at the Eagles' opposition. Go look at the Giants' opposition. It hasn't been that stout. We don't have to stop him twice in one season. What we do have to stop is him and Dalvin Cook, or you see what happens. And now TJ Hockenson. What I'm saying is you got the rolling on the floor emoji like it's outlandish. Buffalo gave the Vikings the game. That's facts. Gaddy says, why pretend like the Vikings are as good as their record is? I'm not pretending. Well, look, I just put it like this. It's a team. Football is a team sport. It took the entire team for us to beat the Bears last Sunday. There was no one player that won that game. That was an entire, from Hutch to Okudah to Jamal Williams to Swift to Jared Goff to Alex Anzalone. It literally was an entire team effort. So I don't see a Goliath, y'all, period, especially in the NFC. AFC, I think it's the same as usual. But let me know what y'all think. Lions, they got to split these next two games. And a month from now, be 5-8 to have any hope at that late season push. But I will tell you this. We talked about it yesterday. The players, Dan Campbell will shrug that off if he's asked about that. But I guarantee you that is a conversation that these guys are having.